All right, we're going to test out how Dota 2 runs on Apple's M1 Max in their 16-inch MacBook Pro. Let's get it going. Okay, so first let's check out the settings. Let's see what it wants to run at. We're using one click from fastest. It's not advanced. And then for our resolution, weird, it thinks it's oh, it's not using the full resolution. So you can see it's using this weird 1728 by 1117, and we would want, but actually it won't let us go any higher than that. So that is what we're going to use. So apparently Dota only lets you do in 1080p. I mean, it's 1080p for 16 by 10, but 1080p. Anyway, all right, so these are the default settings. Let's see what a game plays like and then see if we can bump them up a little higher. We're at 118 FPS. Stable. So that is really nice. As you can see, that weird resolution, that's making thicker borders. We got thick bezels on the screen, but that's just, it's not optimized, so that's the way it's gonna have to be. There's no way to use the thinner bezels, which is a bummer, but really not that big of a deal. Let's see if it stays pretty well locked at 120 FPS, and if it does, we're gonna bump up the settings and see how that works. But with Dota, as you probably know, once you get into a team fight, usually the FPS drops, and so it's kind of the team fights that you're going for, which just makes it a little harder to test. 107, yeah, this is running great. I mean, I know Dota is not a very demanding game, but even still, having games that are poorly optimized means it doesn't so much matter if it's demanding. All right, that was a bad idea. Oh, I'm gonna die. Well, that's embarrassing. To some easy bots. So, but the FPS held strong, it looked like. I didn't see a dip below 100, so let's see if we can bump up the settings. Go to video, and we're gonna go to best looking and see, okay, that looks better. Wow, it even looks like the resolution is higher. That doesn't make sense. Weird. But okay, maybe that's just, yeah, I don't know. But what's crazy is, so it's sitting around just over 100 FPS right now. But it looks great. This is everything maxed out. There's another of those little stutters. You could play around with it, but I think at the very least showing that you can play Dota 2 on the M1 Max with everything maxed out, and I'm getting over 100 frames per second. Whether or not that holds in the team fights, I'm not sure. I would think it would probably dip down. But even still, you can then just either lower it down and be running well over 100 FPS all the time, or you can just leave it on and in team fights maybe it dips down into the 60s, which I think is still totally fine with a game like Dota, in my opinion. But I'm gonna play until we get to a team fight, and that way I can show you guys. So it's been running for a few minutes on Apple's regular fan curve, so let's just see what the temperatures are at. And we're running at about 76, 75 degrees, but the fans, that 1500 RPM, that's at idle, and it's totally inaudible. So it looks like if you wanna stick with Apple's default fan curve when you're playing Dota, yeah, it'd be no big deal. It doesn't get very hot, and the fans are dead silent, which is it's just kind of crazy. I've never had a laptop that you can game on without hearing the fans, so it's cool. They're 91, 96. No, it didn't really dip. So, I mean, maybe that wasn't a great team fight, obviously, but even still, the lowest I saw was at either 90 to 99 or 96. So yeah, you can run it at all maxed out settings. Again, these are on maxed out settings at this weird resolution that's not even the monitor's resolution, but they won't let me change it. Yeah, but even still, that's really impressive. So anyway, so I'd say, yeah, Dota 2 is not just playable, it's a great experience. You're gonna get over 100 FPS with everything maxed out, which looks great on Apple's ProMotion 120 FPS screen. So yeah, give it a go.